Hey, Sergeant America here, and late to the party as usual. Once again, I guess I just want to start out by saying I'm thankful for every person who watches these videos. Comment in the comments below to let me know what else you think about some of the videos. If you think that it's time for me to try and get a little bit more advanced and do weeklies, but I know there's so many people that do haul videos, many people that do review videos. I love watching each and every one of your YouTube videos, and I think that's kind of why I reach out towards what's long and in the past. And yeah, I'm a little cheap, and I'm usually late to the party, and because of that, sometimes that's why I review mainly older stuff. I definitely hope that you guys enjoy this, and with that, I guess I want to review The Runaways. The Runaways, once again, comes down to me being a little bit cheap and me definitely being a little late to the party. As you can see, not normal trade. I got these, let's see, your comic book is this size. These are the, I'm not even sure what they call them, the children's trade backs, fun backs. If you do know what the actual term for this size book is, if you'd put it in the comments below. I definitely liked it. I picked this up at our used bookstore, Last Stop CD Shop, and ended up grabbing, I think, probably the first 5 or so right away at a deal and a steal, and they were definitely great books. I think this plays back to my desire in the old Grant Morrison X-Men run. It gives me that soap opera feel. I don't know if you're Young and the Restless or All My Children kind of people, but when I was younger, my sister had control of the TV, so I often had to watch soap operas, which probably gave me the love for the X-Men when they were all constantly fighting about Wolverine in love with Jean and Kitty after Colossus, but then, you know, two people like Scott and Wolverine have to fight because, you know, they're just not happy with each other, or somebody has to leave because they don't feel wanted in a group. All those are probably my guilty sins that culminate in the Runaways. The Runaways are these 6 children who are children of supervillains in the West Coast. I never really thought about it too much, but if you think about it, everything is concentrated in New York, East Coast. There was a time for the West Coast Avengers with Hawkeye and Miracle Man and or sorry, Wonder Man and some of the others that made the West Coast Avengers, but in general, until Daredevil moved to San Francisco, until Tony Stark in the movies was all about California, good guys were East Coast, and West Coast evidently was just kind of left on its own. I think every once in a while a weird character would be brought up there, and they'd have a 12-issue run, and then their comic book would fade away, so they just figured, let's not put anybody in the West Coast. So this is the idea that the West Coast is kind of free reign for a group of supervillains. Each one of the parents for these kids kind of have a different take. 2 of them are scientists, 2 of them are time travelers, 2 of them are aliens, 2 of them are mutants, 2 of them are just normal people that are, you know, the hustlers, the kingpins of the West Coast. And the idea is that, you know, with that, they've gotten together, they've found this information about these evil gods who will allow, I believe it's 6 people at the end of time to take over the world after these evil gods obliterate it. And the parents have come to the conclusion that each of them will have 1 child, and that 1 child will be the one who gets to continue. As of right now, at the beginning of the story, they have not told their children that they're evil villains. The kids just think that they're these parents getting together for fundraisers and charities and all that kind of stuff, just to, you know, be the rich, wonderful parents that they are. So all of these kids are stuck in the same room every year at this time, and they are the unfortunate circumstance of when you get jammed into a gathering of your parents' friends who hardly ever meet, so once, twice a year you get to see these people, and you're not friends, you tolerate each other, and maybe sometimes they're a little mean to each other. So even with the age groups, with Molly being just barely a child and most of the rest of them being fairly older teens, there's even that play on ages, on who's more responsible, who's acting age appropriate. Alex, one of the older kids, finally decides that he is going to find out what his parents are doing. He has found a secret passage in the house, and all the kids go sneaking through to find out what is it the parents talk about, what goes on. They come and find out that their parents are actually sacrificing one innocent victim every year. And seeing as they are probably in the 15, 16-year-old range, that they figure out how many people have died and they see what's going on. They run away, hence the title, and realize that they have to fight off their parents. Little by little, they start figuring out that there's more than just their parents being evil. This isn't just a cult. Their parents are evidently super villains. And with that, they start figuring out some of them have powers and some of them have other skills. One of them finds out that a bracelet that they've worn that they thought was a medical alert bracelet was actually a device that was keeping them from transforming into their alien form. One of them is just entering puberty and has figured out she is a mutant. And some of them are, like I said, just humans. One was meant to be a genius and was not. One is just that human that was meant to be evil and is not. And there's some magic and all that that's involved. So each one has a different dynamic, and I like that. It's that almost Avengers feel. Each person is definitely a different scope and a different aspect on why this group is together. The youth find that they have to battle their parents because their parents are forcing them into this idea that you will be evil supervillains, you will inherit the earth after we die. There is some twists and turns on people who turn on each other, people who decide to go against the plan, both with the parents and then eventually with the Runaways. The Runaways, as a series that I've collected, has gone up to 7 issues in this little wonderful tiny trade back. I've definitely enjoyed it. It's been some sharp art. It's Brian K. Vaughan as the writer and Adrian Amofoa from pencils. I believe that Adrian tends to work throughout the whole series. I did see later on that there is a Whedon short series on this, and that there is another Brian K. Vaughan take beyond what I have in my books that he uses with, I believe, a different artist. It has been enjoyable to read these books. I spent like an entire Christmas break after I bought all of them going through them. And within, a week of reading them, sometimes you get tired of a series. I got a Walking Dead omnibus, and I definitely needed breaks. And I did love this series, but this one also did take a break pretty much in between each book. I needed something to break it up, a Green Arrow or a Red She-Hulk or something, just to be different. I needed to break up the idea of it. It was a wonderful series. I've definitely enjoyed the carrying on of the characters. They continue to develop. Brian K. Vaughan has done an excellent job about how he has shaped them, how he has let these people grow up. They've definitely encountered other superheroes. The Avengers wanted to put them into child labor services. They've run into Cloak and Dagger, other young runaways, so they've encountered almost their parts. There was a run with the Civil War where it barely tied into them because of being on the West Coast, not seeing so many villains. It was very interesting to tie that into it. They also continue to add to their group and subtract from their group. So this definitely isn't the, everybody will live forever kind of series. I like that. I like that Brian K. Vaughan is willing to do that with his people. And then eventually these characters continue on into Avengers Academy, I believe, into Avengers Arena, and now Undercover Avengers. I have enjoyed the series, and that's also what's hooked me into watching or reading all the other series, like I've mentioned, Academy, the Arena, and Undercover. Besides Runaways, I would definitely recommend all those other series. But hey, I just realized that I'm a little dry. I gotta get a drink. So hey, I'll probably be heading to the next party. I thank you once again for watching the videos. Have a good day.